Hello, everybody. My name's Amy Prokopis. I am the author of young adult novels like the sci-fi novel The Arena, and I have a urban fantasy book coming out in October. I just announced the publication date for that, which is October. So that's me. Check those books out. Welcome to my channel. So I'm in my office today, actually at my day job. So a lot of you that have followed me a while know my day job. I'm a school counselor. That's what I do during the day. I'm transitioning more into writing, so I'm doing more writing, which is what I've been doing a lot this summer. And really, it's the whole purpose behind doing Camp NaNoWriMo for July. So that's what we're actually going to talk about today. I thought it would be fun to show you how I'm like organizing everything for the month and what I have going on, because I actually have quite a few things going on in addition to Camp NaNoWriMo. I have quite a few projects that I'm working on, and also there are like events along the way that may actually like limit my time a little bit with Camp NaNoWriMo. So I thought it would be kind of fun to discuss those things and show you like my whole organizational technique for that. Just a quick side note, because I forgot to mention it. The entire reason that I'm in my office today, I'm actually on a break right now, so I'm not on the clock, but the entire reason I came up today was because I needed to finish paperwork up that took me literally like 2 minutes. And then I'm actually moving offices. I'm moving upstairs. I'm going to be working with freshmen and sophomores as opposed to juniors and seniors like I did this year. So I had to pack up my office. So that's just some of it. I have stuff kind of all over. Here's my lovely Marshallese flag, because we have lots of Marshallese students in our building. So that's the entire reason that I'm here today. Just thought I'd share. So, few planning things. The first thing I did was I hopped on my computer and I made an actual monthly planner, monthly planner. I don't know what else you'd call it. It's one page. It has all the days of the month on it. It's a calendar. But I made one of those at home, and I printed it at home, and I brought it in so that while I was here in the quiet, I could like explain it and show it to you guys when I filmed. So I made that like this, and I'll give you guys a close-up here in a second. But the gist of it is that my goal for Camp NaNoWriMo for July is 50,000 words, 50,000 words. I think this book is going to be a bit longer than that. The Guardians of the Sixth Gate is longer than 50K. So I think the sequel to that is also going to be quite a bit longer, because it looks like it's going to be longer than the first book. As a lot of series go, usually the second book is longer. So I think it'll end up being longer, but just for the goal for camp, I decided to set it at 50K. For Camp NaNoWriMo versus the normal November NaNoWriMo. In November, 50K is like the preset. You can't set your own word count goal, but for camp in April and July, you can. So I just went ahead and left it as 50K. My personal goal for Camp NaNoWriMo is to finish all of the sequel in July. I don't know if I'll get quite all the way through it. Really, if I could get it done before school starts again in August, my day job, that would help a whole lot, because editing while my day job's busy is a whole lot easier than drafting. So that's the big reason why I wanted to do Camp NaNoWriMo because I would really like to do the editing and everything for the fall. That way it could be available potentially in late winter, early spring. That's what I would like. Again, this is a 3-book series with a spin-off afterwards. So I would love if I could get all 3 out fairly close together, because I know a lot of people, it's been a trend on TikTok. A lot of people don't read series, like a series of books, until it's completely finished. They don't like to read it as they come out. So if I can get them out quicker in succession, maybe more people will pick it up, or at least they'll have it on their shelf and read it because they know the next book is around the corner. So that was my hope. I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments if you have other ideas. Or if you also are somebody that waits until the series is finished to read it. Let me know. Because it's a really big thing right now. So that's my only concern. I said earlier that I actually have some pretty big events. So I'm going on 2 vacations during July. They're both about a weekish long, not quite a week. I'm going to Colorado with my sister and my side of the family and my little boy. We're all going to do like the whole outdoorsy thing in various parts of Colorado. And then my husband and I, a couple days after we get back from that, we are actually going to Las Vegas. We eloped 5 years ago. It's our 5-year anniversary, which is so we eloped. My husband and I, we didn't want a great big wedding at least for us. Having a wedding at all meant at least having 100 people there, because that was like just the number of family alone. And I personally didn't want to put up with having to sacrifice certain things in a wedding to make other people happy and to pacify other people in their beliefs. So I said, let's not do that. Let's do our own thing. Because I think I don't see the point in it. You get married anyway. I didn't see the point of having a wedding. So I had a couple friends and we just eloped. And about a year after we went to Las Vegas, we called it kind of our honeymoon for us. We did the fancy dinners and stuff. It was really fun. And so since it's our 5th year anniversary and we wanted to do another trip, just the 2 of us, Vegas was what came up. So we're doing like honeymoon part 2 for our 5-year anniversary. It'll be really fun. And so both of those events are actually going to take up quite a chunk of July. So I'm a little bit nervous about even getting to 50K in July, just because I'm going to have to really plan and be intentional about my habits to maximize the time that I do have when I'm not on vacation. And I do actually have quite a bit of time. So I have pretty much all of July off from my day job. I'm not planning on coming back in here, which is why I packed everything up, because as soon as I get the okay to move to my new office upstairs, I'm moving it and then I am leaving. I'm done for the summer until we're back in August or late July. And so my plan is the days that I have available, I'm going to sit down and draft as much as possible. I have completed a really solid outline. I did that last week, mostly last week. The goal was to have it super tight before the 1st of July. So I still have a couple days to go back and read through it, which I might do, and add all the teeny tiny details just so I know that they're there, and make some decisions I know I'll have to in the future. That way they're done. So, but basically the planning is somewhat done. It's just getting down to like the daily task now, and deciding like my habits for the day today, because I have the whole month planned out. So let's cut to that. I'm going to show you my monthly planner. That way you know what I'm looking at and you can see my cute template, because it is adorable. So here is my super, super cute template. I don't really want, let's see if I can avoid there we go, some shadows. So 50K words planner. This is just a template off Canva that I pulled from. I didn't really do anything different. I added the little logo in the left, and then typed in 50K words planner. So here is everything. I color code. I do this with my normal planner, which is right there, my happy planner. I like to color code everything. So I color coded my vacation. So the Colorado vacation is in there from the 8th to about the 13th. That might be slightly different. That is kind of depending on what we end up doing outdoorsy wise. And then Vegas is only a couple days after on the 17th. So I'll be gone for like a lot of the middle of July. Some of those vacations are going to be like the relaxing kind. So I can, sit in the woods and write on my book, which sounds amazing, actually. I have a couple videos planned while I'm on that vacation, actually. I thought it'd be fun to do like an ambiance video and film the sounds around our family cabin, just because I think even for me, I would like that because I write a lot in foresty settings. So I think it would come in handy for me. So I think I'll film that and put that on YouTube also about that week. So there's that. I'm going to also include on this template the word count. I don't usually keep track of word count. I usually work by chapter. So this is a little bit of a new one for me. So I also included chapter down there in green. So I'll have them both on there. When things are color coded, it's just really easy for my brain to filter out what I don't need to look at that moment. Maybe that's an ADHD thing because I do have ADHD, but that makes like having a ton of information like that a lot more digestible. So that is the template. So I think that's just about everything for planning. I told you we did the monthly thing. I talked about like events in the month that might possibly be problematic. So what I'm kind of going through like my goals, my goal setting process. If you've never seen SMART goals before or know anything about them, I use SMART goals every single month. So in my monthly videos on my channel, I talk about SMART goals and how to set them. So SMART each stands for something. Rather than making this whole section of this video about how to set goals, I'm just going to continue working on that. So I did, I looked at the whole month, looked at what maybe like might take my time away. Another thing that might also take my time away is that even though I'm going to have every single day, minus the days I'm out for vacation, but I will have for the most part, every single day, at least a couple hours, just me at home. One thing that is going to be a little bit of a constant struggle is that I'll be home watching my toddler. He's 2 and into everything. He's also a very big 2. He's in the like 103 or so percentile height and weight. He looks like he's 4 or 5 years old, but he's actually 2. So he is definitely going to take some of my time. So I'm trying to like go into this giving myself a little bit of grace if it's not as quick every day as I want it to be. But so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at like what the daily process will look like for me. So for me, that'll be, I can do some while he's up and playing, but a lot of that's going to happen in the afternoon when he's napping. So I'm going to put that down as tip number 1. Write at least every day that I have, which will be from about like 2:30-ish on. Here we go. Another tip that works well for me, because I do have ADHD, so I go through periods of hyperfocus and hypofocus, which means that I'll either be completely zoned in, nothing can tear me away, and I'll work on that for hours, or it'll be the opposite and I have a hard time focusing myself on one thing at a time. So one thing that helps me combat that and gets me to focus on a project at hand is if I do it like by timing. So I'll dedicate myself to like a 20-minute chunk of time to do just this task. When I'm at home, those kind of like household tasks, I usually keep track of that by like watching a YouTube video. I'll watch like, okay, we're gonna do laundry and we're gonna do dishes while we watch this true crime podcast. And when that podcast is over, then we can like reassess. And that works really well for me. So I'm going to do writing sprints. So that might be me like finding videos which are writing sprints. I said I do have kind of a plan to create a ambiance video while I'm in Colorado based around our cabin, just because it's super pretty and it's right on the river, so the noise will be really cool. And so I might find some videos like that that give me some ambiance. There are also videos on YouTube that are like timers for writers, so they're not just timers, they're timers with ambiance sounds. So I'm gonna make that a tip. Writing sprints. Oh, I can also do Monday evenings, Monday nights, and Wednesday and Thursday nights. Oh my gosh, so the video cut out after I talked about that. So I've been talking a while without you guys. So I'll pick up where we left off, which was at the writing sprints and writing on the evenings. So my husband and I, we used to both be teachers. I've been in this job for 6 years. He just transitioned out this summer, so he still does music. He was an orchestra director, high school orchestra director, but he also did a lot in the middle school, which was super time consuming, which is part of the reason he got out. But he still does some of that. He does more like music production and videography. So he, on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights is working. He's either like filming something, or it's when they have a rehearsal for the music side of it. Either way, he's out of the house and it's just me. So Monday nights, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, I guess Monday night he's not working. Monday night he hosts D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, at our house. So he's technically busy, but he's there. So those 3 nights I could put the little guy down for bed and I could start writing. So I think when I was like talking earlier without you guys, I kind of decided that those nights, because I probably won't have tons of time to just write, those would be good nights to at least take a look at the outline. I'm a pantser, so especially this one, I would really say this one. This project for Camp Nanowrimo is the sequel to Guardians of the Sixth Gate, and it's the very first book I have ever outlined before just jumping into the draft. And that's because I think that's because of my new outline style. I explain that on my TikTok super well. I think there's also a video where I go into it a little bit, but the TikTok is more updated because I've changed it a little bit, just like how I said about this planner, how I color code, because it's easier for me to filter out stuff and seems less overwhelming. I did that with my outline style. So rather than having it all on one page, I have each plot point in Google Slides. That way I'm only looking at one at a time. And if I want to look at it all along on the like scroll bar, I can see plot 1, 2, 3, 4 in the overview. So Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights would probably be a good night to review that. And I probably should, just so I can continue sticking to the outline, because that's going to be the next struggle for me as a pantser, is drifting away from the outline if I'm not really intentional, because sometimes your characters do things a little differently than you want them to, and it's interesting. And I tend to go after that interesting bit. So we'll do that. I also wrote down the tip, take laptop to Colorado. I said I am planning to record like an ambiance video while I'm there. So for that reason, but also because I might be able to write a little bit in the car on my way there and back. I'm driving with my sister. My parents are driving on ahead of us, and we're kind of like caravanning, but my sister and I will be in one car, and we'll probably take turns driving, but my sister likes to drive a lot more than I do. And so I bet there will at least be stretches of time where I can sit and maybe write a chapter or a little bit, who knows. Also in the evenings, since we're with family and I've got my little guy with us, we won't do anything relating to the evening. So maybe when we get back to the cabin after we eat and we're all just kind of sitting around, maybe we can all kind of enjoy some quality time and I can write before bed. So I am going to take it with me to Colorado. I'm not going to take it to Vegas because when I fly, I try not to take a whole lot with me. More than that, I try not to take anything super, super important. And I don't really want to be carrying my laptop around. The idea of potentially losing that is terrifying to me. So I think I'm just going to leave it at home for that trip. And I'll be doing a lot of posting and YouTubing from my phone, which I've only done once before for another ambiance video. So we'll see how that goes. I can't really think of any other tips. I'm sure you guys can give me some really good ones though. So if you have any tips for NaNoWrimo or trying like fast drafting, especially fast drafting, leave me a comment telling me how you do it, because that'll be super, super helpful. Because for me, in order to get 5,000 words and at least most of this draft done in July, I'm going to have to fast draft a lot of it. So any advice you guys can give me would be awesome. So I think that's it for my tips. So my first outro didn't work, but thank you guys for following my planning journey for Camp NaNoWrimo. Hopefully it goes super, super well. Again, leave me any comments if you have any tips about like fast drafting, or if you've done NaNoWrimo before. Tell me what worked for you, what didn't work for you, because even like knowing what doesn't work for you sometimes gets you to that breakthrough to something that will. So let me know about those things, and make sure to subscribe, because I'll be posting weekly updates about, or I'm going to try to post weekly updates about how Camp NaNoWrimo is going. They'll be more in depth here, but I am posting daily updates to TikTok. So make sure you follow me there, because if you want to interact and have a conversation with me about NaNoWrimo every day, I'm more likely to see it there. So make sure you go to my TikTok. The rest of my social media is also in the description box, along with links to all of my books and future projects. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for following me along, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Have this thing